The US-based company, Eternal Reefs, incorporates cremated human remains into concrete, artificial reefs that will be home to fish and other sea life. The longest word in any of the major English language dictionaries is pneumono-ultramicroscopic silicov volcanoconiosis. Because news traveled so slow, slaves in Texas didn't know they were free for more than 2 years after Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation. Colors can impact our perception of temperature. Warm colors like red and orange can make a room feel warmer, while cool colors like blue and green can create a sense of coolness. Caffeine, including the one in your coffee and tea, is a natural pesticide. Scientists discovered that the same stimulant that keeps you awake and alert could paralyze and even kill various insects which eat it. Studies have shown that when people feel like they're in a power position, they become worse at judging a person's feelings based on their facial expressions, indicating a loss of empathy. Expressing love and affection through physical touch, such as hugs or holding hands, can release oxytocin and strengthen emotional bonds. All continents today shift about 1 inch, 2.5 centimeters per year, but when tectonic plates are under stress, they move about 20x as fast. Sometimes people sneeze many more times than just 2 or 3. Donna Griffiths, a woman in the UK, sneezed for 978 days. At the beginning of this sneezing episode, she sneezed once every minute. Robin Williams had a stipulation in his contract that for any movie or event he did, the company hiring him also hire a certain number of homeless people and put them in work. With all the memorization and acclimation, learning other languages also improves memory. Studies show that bilinguality can delay the onset of dementia by several years. Our memories can be so easily manipulated that in just 3 hours you can be convinced you committed a crime in your teenage years, a research found. There is no such thing as earthquake weather. It's a myth found in many cultures worldwide to explain when and where one will hit. Since earthquakes mostly happen underground, it doesn't affect the weather. Groupthink is a real thing. Experiments show that nearly 75% of people would follow a group, even if they think the group is wrong. Fraser Island, located off the east coast of Australia, was created by sand blowing off the mainland. At 76.4 miles long and 13.6 miles wide, it's the largest sand island in the world. Because news traveled so slow, slaves in Texas didn't know they were free for more than 2 years after Lincoln issued the Emancipation Proclamation. The color red is often associated with increased appetite, which is why many fast food chains use it in their logos and branding. During negative or traumatic events, the psychological immune system functions unconsciously, similar to the physical immune system. Being lonely is bad for our health. Researchers found that the fewer friends a person has, the higher levels of the blood-clotting protein fibrinogen. While 10–15% of the blind population can't see anything at all, most of the individuals who are legally blind can still see shapes, lights, and colors to some extent. An early version of the vacuum cleaner was so large it needed to be pulled by a horse-drawn carriage to move from house to house. Nicolas Cage's actual name is Nicholas Kim Coppola. He chose his stage name based on his favorite comic book character, Luke Cage. Women are generally more attracted to men with prominent cheekbones and strong jawlines, as these are typically indicators of high testosterone levels. Apples can act as a natural teeth cleaner. Chewing on apples stimulates saliva production, which helps to reduce tooth decay and maintain oral health. People die from broken hearts. Stress cardiomyopathy or broken heart syndrome causes sudden acute stress that quickly weakens the heart because of emotional and physical stress. Walmart accepts fewer job applicants than Harvard admits students. Harvard has a 4.5% admittance rate, while Walmart takes only 2.6% of its candidates. Some extraordinary research has found that couples who are in love and bond in a romantic relationship synchronize their heart rates after gazing into each other's eyes for 3 minutes. In 2012, a man wore 60 shirts and 9 pairs of jeans on an 11.5-hour flight from China to Africa because he didn't want to pay the extra baggage fee. The fastest wind speed ever recorded on Earth is 253 mph. It was taken in Barrow Island, Australia, on April 10, 1996, during Tropical Cyclone Olivia. Previously, the highest record was 231 mph in Mount Washington, New Hampshire, in 1934. Venus has a thick, toxic atmosphere. It's always covered in thick yellow clouds made up of sulfuric acid that traps heat, and the entire atmosphere is filled with carbon dioxide. After 5 years of waiting for the electric chair, Convicted murderer Michael Goodwin had his sentence reduced to life. He later accidentally electrocuted himself while sitting on a metal toilet. According to Guinness World Records, the oldest individual living tree is a bristlecone pine named Methuselah. At nearly 5,000 years old, its location in the United States is kept secret for its protection. If all Americans used 1/3 less ice in their drinks, the United States would become a net exporter instead of an importer of energy. Traveling can expand your knowledge and enhance your cognitive abilities by exposing you to diverse educational opportunities, historical sites, and new languages. The timelines of Thor, Iron Man 2, and The Incredible Hulk all take place during the same 7-day period. This week is known in the Marvel Universe as Nick Fury's Big Week. Orthodox rabbis warned that New York City drinking water might not be kosher because it contains harmless microorganisms that are technically shellfish. Monkeys in Thailand overeat on the last Sunday of November at the Monkey Buffet Festival. Locals serve them over 6,000 palsilams of fruits and vegetables at this annual celebration to bring good luck. Percent of all humans in history are alive right now, according to demographic studies. Of the 108.2 billion people thought to have lived, today's 7.8 billion global population makes up this percentage. We look for human faces, even in inanimate objects, and that comes from the fact that recognizing faces is so important to social life that our brains would rather find one where there isn't one than miss a real-life face. NASA's famous space probe Voyager 1 can travel around 1 million miles per day. It will take 300 years to reach the inner boundary of the Oort cloud, but about 30,000 more to exit the cloud on the other side. Mount Everest grew just over 2 feet taller than its last measurement in 1955. It is 29,031.69 feet above sea level today, compared to 29,029 in 1955 and 29,002 in 1856. It remains the highest point on Earth. It's forbidden to build sandcastles on the beaches in Spain. In Mallorca, you can be fined 100, while Galicia gives out fines for up to 1,500 for building them. Researchers have found that doctors who spend at least 3 hours a week playing video games make about 37% fewer mistakes in laparoscopic surgery than surgeons who didn't play video games.